They would come on down the line, somebody in Noah's family, he began to call. This comes from the son of Shem. Now, you know, you think about them three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Here we are here with the son of Shem, where Abram comes from. Now, it says over 300 years, look what happened in 300 years. All this took place. After 300 years, God had given somebody else. Who did he give? Abram. He went all the way and he got Abram. Now, here's Abram having a good time. And the good thing about this man, he wasn't a young man. He wasn't a young man when it took place. He had lived good for 75 years. And here we go now. I got to go. So our lesson begins with that scene right there. Tell about you was chosen and you was called to let go. Rita, what do we have?
Now the Lord has said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Wait a minute. Get thee out of thy country. Here I am born here. God come to me and tell me to get out, leave from my folks, leave my kindred, leave everybody, and I want you to go a place that I'm going to send you. Now, when you think about Abram, was he a good person? Was that a good person? Where was he at? Where was he born at? He was born in a pagan place. They were worshiping pagan peoples. It never said Abraham was a good man at that time. It said he was born in this place here. He lived there. His daddy told him they got up and they lived and moved. This is the first time. So, you know, God didn't choose the best, but he still chose him. And when he chose him, he told him that, I want you to go. Can you imagine that you're living here in Clarksville, got everything that you got, doing good, working a good job, and here comes a vision to you from God and tell you, I want you to get up. There you go. What would be the first thing comes to your mind, like people say? Lord, what did I do? Lord, where am I going? Lord, do I have to go? Can you get somebody else? You know, because what is it? I'm doing good. My family is doing good. So, Lord, then you want to know why me? Are you putting something on me, Lord? Is this the curse? But what he said, when he came to him, he told him to leave. Leave everything you got and take what you have with you. Leave your family. Take everything with you. So, Rita, when you go to this land, where are we going, Rita? Go ahead. What else is it?
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
Now, and notice right there, God gave them 3 promises. What was the first? You're going to be a great nation. Wait a minute. We're doing good already. You're going to make a great nation? Yeah. And then he said, I'm going to do what? I'm going to bless you. Wait a minute, I'm already blessed. How am I blessed? I'm doing well. I got a lot of things for me. And now you're going to tell me you're going to make me a great nation. You're going to bless me. And the third thing says what? I'm going to make your what? Your name great. His name great. Who are we talking about now? Who? Abram. Look how it's going to be back there. We're still talking about Abram. So that name is already being great right here, we're saying. But God said him, I'm going to make your name great. 3 things. He made 3 promises. Did he break any of the promise? No. Not a one. Not a one. He did everything he said. I'll make him a great nation. So that's the kiss coming that thing now. How are you going to make me a great nation? I am 75 years old. I've been trying for so many years, and that didn't work. You know, it said that Sarah was a good-looking woman. The Bible said she was pretty. So I got a pretty wife. I've been trying all these years, and everything I tried was failed. Now you're gonna tell me you're gonna make a great nation from me, and I'm 75 years old. But when I read about it, his daddy was 70 years old when he got here. When he got here, he was 70 years old. So what they tell me, I'm 70 years old, folks, and I still must can do things that I'm supposed to do. Because he was 70. I'm Rose in that back there, you just know my voice. Hey, he just bust my bubble. I can't. He got it. Still the same God. Still the same God. And they said, no, that at that time, 70, he was in the midst of it. He was in the midst of it. But you know, the other thing about it, he had a young wife. She was younger than him, 10 years younger. So I have a 10 years younger wife. Nah. Rose just busted the bubble, so I guess I need to leave now. I was getting happy when he said he was 70 years old. His dad was, he got the child. Now he's 75 years old. But the thing about it, you 75 years old, you've been trying all that time in faith. But what God said, I'm going to make you a great nation. A nation, God, all right, read what the nation does.
And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
That's a problem like that to me. I will bless him. I'm already blessed, okay? But I will curse him. Curse him, curse him. You won't curse him like curse thee. That's another problem. So if anybody mess with you, mess with me, and when you got God as your back, that means you won't have to worry about nobody else. Think about this here. I'm gonna curse them. Now, if you go down to the generation, that's the same thing happening now. We're living that, and somebody will mess with us. If we in God, what would God do? What have He done for us? He always blessed us. He always took care of us. He cursed the one that have messed with us. So that's a generation thing that comes down the line there. Now, what I like about that, he didn't read that thing. That's what he said. Not only them. But here we go back to the same thing. Lord, you're going to give me a great nation. How are you going to have a great nation for me? And I'm 75 years old. But what he said, he may be a good 75, but back then it said 75 was the middle of it. So 75, their count is not like ours. So we said 75, but I like the number anyhow. He still was good. Correct it on road. He was still good. And that means his mama was still good. So good. What he said, and he's still gonna give them a blessed nation. Now I like it. I'm gonna populate the whole earth. Yes, you are. So what I like about it, at the time, when God told him to go, what did he do? He got left. When God, his father left first, then he left. When the father passed, God came and he left them. He never questioned God. But we know we have to question God. Everything we do, we want to question God. But it said, when Abel, he left, he never questioned God. He told him, I made this promise. We said it again, when God makes a promise, it has never failed. What I like about God's promise, all you got to do is what? Wait. Because his days are not like our days. We want it right now. And God said, no. On whose time? On my time. It's not your time. When we get to the point in our mind that God is God and we are not God, we just a servant of God. Do you know your life will be better? Do you know when you can tell God what to do, your life will get better? God is in charge of your life. You're not in charge of him. But we always want to be in charge of God. I have already know why you're in charge of God. Who made you? God. So if God made you, that means God has control of you. When you realize that God has control of you and not the worldly thing, then life begins to get better. But in that life, you're going to have those trials and tribulations. That's a part of our test that we go through. And we see like that. Now we see what happens. He's going to curse the one that cursed him. He's going to bless him, and he's going to have the nation going to come from him. But I'm still one of the ladies saying, Lord, I'm 75 years old. I've tried all these years, and nothing happened. But he said, you still going to be a great nation. And what we got? Anybody else? Well, we got a question. The question says, why is that intimate relationship with God intimate? Requirement for the unique calling on our life. What kind of relationship you need with God? a personal relationship. You know, we have a personal relationship with our children. We have a personal relationship with our spouse. We have a personal relationship sometimes with our boss. But you need a personal relationship with who? With God. If you got a relationship with God, a person, and when you say person, that's between who? You and God. The connection that you need between you and God. In order for me to get that connection between me and God, who is that extra person I got to have in between? Got to get to Jesus. So what means I got to have a connection with Jesus in order for Jesus to let his Father know. So you got to have that connection. We want to connect with everything. But if you don't have that connection with God, everything you do down here is just a waste of time. You might as well stop doing what you're doing and do what you were doing before you were doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the good stuff you were doing before you were doing, you might as well go back and do that, because if you don't have that relationship with God, you just in bad shape. But he give us time to get that relationship together. And then, anybody else? That intimate relationship with God, you got to have it. Personal. You know, we like to get personal people. Well, here we go. The next one says, committed to the call. Wait a minute. First, I was chosen. Now I got to be committed to the call. Chosen, committed. What have you? Do what he said. That's how I'm supposed to do. People don't like mine. Have you noticed that? People don't want to do what nobody asks them to do. I didn't say tell. I said people don't even want to do what somebody asks you to do. Now here it is right here. You've been chosen. Now you committed to the call. What is the call? What's the call? When you said the call here, what are we talking about? Told him to go. Not only I want you to go, but it's something else I want you to do. I want you to revelate. All this stuff been going on. So now I want you to go. I want you to populate, because you're going to be the father of what? The nation. And go right back over saying, how am I going to be a father of 75? I tried all this time. But you know what came to my mind? I thought about Hannah. You all know what Hannah about? Oh, Hannah. You know how they laughed at Hannah? She married this man. He had second wife back there. And the wife laughed at Hannah because Hannah couldn't get pregnant. But what happened? She went to God. And when she went to God, what did God do? God opened her womb. And not only did he open up the womb, he gave her a child. But what I like about that, what did she do before she did that? She prayed. And she told him, say, God, if you give me a child, what am I going to do? Give it back to you. Give it back to you. So what she did, she had faith that what? God would hear her prayer. Remember how the woman laughed at her? She laughed at the woman. Because of that, you couldn't get pregnant. Both of our husbands, so she laughed at this woman here, but she knows who to go to. When you know who to go to, you don't worry about what people say. You just keep on doing what you're supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? Get down on my knees and talk to who? When you talk to God, he gonna open up. Again, he may not come when you want to, but what? He's on time. What did he say that? Abraham had 75 years, and he didn't come. But when he did come, wasn't he on time? So that's what I got to do. He's always a on-time God. And his time is not like our time. So here we got that. You were chosen, you committed, and read them. What do we have there? Read it. Verse 4.
So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran.
So he left, and Lot with him. Who was Lot? Lot was his nephew with him. Look what it said. 3 of them. Abram, his wife, and his nephew, Lot. When his daddy told him to leave, who left? His daddy, Abram, his wife, and Lot. Look how he used number 3 right there. He told him, I want you to depart and go to this place, Abram. Now, I want you to go to this place here, even though you are 75 years old. Now, you know, what came to my mind? He's 75 years old. I want you to go to this place. What did he tell me? Delay is not denied. What is it? Delay 75 years. But what he didn't deny him because something gonna happen to that old man, and we say, which was the Middle Ages back there. So that brother, we laughed at. I like that brother. He wasn't buff, but that's okay. He delayed it. But tell me, mine may be delayed too, but I don't mind it happening now. If my age happened, and some of them along now, y'all don't find me in the nutcase. I'm gone. But then, he said, Lord, what power detect? Because God did. That's always happened. God did. Because if I do it now, and somehow, I'm going to think there's a joke sneaked in my back door. And I got it. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. But what happened? It would be a life change. I'm totally life change. You find me in the hospital there, something wrong. I'm going to find still tonight. Let's say tonight. And this ain't that tonight. But you know what happened there. So it said, here's the love that late, but tonight. All right, what we have here? Rita, what we got for the next?
And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the soul that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came.
Look what happened. He took his wife's Sarah. He took his nephew Lot, and everything they had. You know, Abraham had a lot of stuff. That was bad for you. Then he gonna tell me to go to a place that I don't even know about. I want you to go there. Take what you have and go there. But you know, the problem with this thing right here, when he was going there, it wasn't a good journey. When people tell us, we said, you're a Christian, everything's gonna be good. When you read about this journey here, did you see a good journey? That was not good for him. First thing, he had to leave from everybody. What I like about that, sometimes you got to leave your family. Your family can be your worst enemy. So you got to leave them. And what they're going to tell you, don't go. I don't want you to go. Why would they tell you don't go? Stay with them because you got a lot. You my supply. You my lifeline. So I'm going to tell you, don't go there. Don't go. But what happened here? God told him to go. Well, then he got everything that he had, and he carried his nephew with him. He carried his nephew with him. Isn't that something? His nephew. If God tells you to go, he feels by his nephew that he takes with him. How many of us do that? Some of us won't even have children with us. I just go. I'm going. But God wouldn't tell him that. What would God tell him? God told him to take him and go. Everything that he had, and including that was his nephew Lot, he came with him. That was 300 of them. Then, not only that, yeah, when God told him that, he said, I'm going to send you to this place called Canaan. Now, what about Canaan? That's a bad place for that. That's some bad people like them. Those people there. Now, who do those people come from? That son, Ham. Who was Ham in the Bible? They said if you come out of Ham, the black race come out of Ham, and you know, as we know, we some bad people. You know that. So here I am, grandson of Shem. I'm going to Canaan where my cousin is, and I know what they do over there. They bad over there. But what God tell you? I want you to go. Not only I want you to go, that this is going to be your land. Wait a minute, God. That land is already possessed by somebody. So you want me to take my wife and my son and go to that bad place like that? Yes, I want you to go there. So, Canaan, and what we said about that? This place, this boy, his son was cursed. You remember that? Why was he cursed? Because he went in and saw his brother. Then, nephew, he came back and told his brother. And what did he tell him? Your generation, not you. Your generation will be cursed. Now, who is over in this generation? Ham folks is over in this generation. So you going already to some cursed people there. He said, that's Ham's son, but I tell you all. I'm not him. But you know that's not Ham's son. But that's what he said. But here we go right here. So you send him into a place like that I already know that is bad. And you send him into bad place. Yes, I want you to go. And read it. What else I'm saying?
And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him.
Now, on this one, when Abram left, every time Abram get to a place, he would get off. What did that tell you? That he was given and had trust in what? God. Here's a man that every place he went, and his journey was not a good journey. What it did is say he went to a place in this town, he had to go to bad county to get to the other side. And you know, on his way there, I think he made a little, Abram told a little lie. Do you know the lie he told on his way there? By his wife. I see some folks that say read the Bible. Same was his wife. Now here's this beautiful woman. He told the lie to save with his life. Why did he do that? He didn't want to be killed. So here we go now. I got to get through this bad place. I got this pretty young woman with me. I got to find a way. What they said on this part right here, what he did? He jumped above God. He come up with his own idea. What do? We do the same thing. We can't wait on God. We go ahead and make our decision ourselves. Abel made that decision. What I'm going to do? When I get there, I'm going to tell him that what? Sarah is my what? Sarah is my sister. If I tell them Sarah is my sister, they're going to spare me. Who told them that? If I, not God. So now Abel put himself away. He said, now if I tell them that they're going to spare me, so that means they allow me to get through this land. I'm going to place here. Then he said, not only are you going to get to that land, he go right back to what he said. You're going to get the seed of what? Many nations. Lord, how am I going to get the seed of many nations? And I don't even have one. Don't have one. And you keep telling me I'm going to be the seed of many nations. So what was the next thing coming to his mind? Well, if I'm going to be the seed of many nations, I got this servant with me. So I'm going to let him be my seed. But that's not what God told him. What he told him? You would be the father of what? Many nations. He goes right back to the same thing. What are you talking about? You. I'm 75 years old, Lord. You. No matter what he said, you're going to be the father of many nations right there. And I kind of thought about that two roles. What you said about me, bro. That's what he said. You're going to be the father. And we said that everybody, he built them out. No matter. So that let me know that he still believe and he still what? Trust in God. If you step out of God's word, it had never failed you. But what is our problem? We don't trust God enough. We trust that bitch right there, but we don't trust God. Why do you trust that bitch? Because you see it. Why don't we trust God? We don't see it. What must we have when we don't see it? Faith. He read it this morning in the devotion. All we need is what? A little faith. Tell us about this. This lesson is all about faith. Faith. And that faith, you got what? Believe it's going to happen. And he told Abram to do that. And Abram did it. So he offered every place that he went. So let me know that Abram had faith. He didn't see God. But God talked to him and told him to leave everything he got. So he stepped out on faith. How many of us in our life step out on faith? Think about it. Think about it. He does. Think about it. She does. Every morning I think about faith. Because it's faith that gets me going on my room. If I didn't have faith in God, I wouldn't be going through. You have to have faith and you got to believe that it's going to happen. Abraham had, like Abraham right now, he had faith, and he believed what God said. God told him to leave. You leave everything, this pretty country, take what you got, and go. That's belief. And then you got to have faith what God said is going to happen. With that, we got it. All right? Let's say, all right? Go to that land. He built him an altar there. And everywhere he went, he built an altar. Going through everything he went through, he still built an altar. Through his trials, and he went to that bad place, and he still built an altar for the Lord. I like about that. That was nothing but faith in doing that. He didn't forget about God. All right? What we got next? Anybody? Did everybody ready this morning? All right? When I believe, the question says, what specific evidence proved that Abraham kind of commitment is a radical commodity within the church, well, today's church? What? That's just so rare. A lot of people today don't believe in God. You wouldn't believe that. A lot of people come to church because it's just what? A routine. I was brought up to come to church. But do I believe why I come to church? When you get that belief and you have that faith, what God says, and you believe what God says, have that faith in what God says, that's when your life changes. That's what said about commitment. Do you have that commitment? Are you going to run on to see what the end going to be? Are you going to stop halfway and walk back that way? You got to believe. Yeah. You got to have that faith that if God said it, that's it. You remember that song, God said it. So whatever God says, you got to have that faith and believe that it's going to happen. Yeah. It may not come when you want to, but it's coming. So we said, delay is not denied. I like it because his time is not like our time. What we wish for today, God may not give it way down the road because that's the way he works. He wants to see do you believe in him. When you begin to believe in him and trust in him, that's when the thing begins to be better. Now, look what we have. He's been saying, be confirmed and committed. Wait a minute. You chose me. Now you want me to reconfirm and committed? What committed? What committed you want me to reaffirm? To go. You want me to reaffirm to go. But it said he still trusted. He still believed in God. Because when God told him to go, what did he do? He left. That's committed. And God told him you can be a father of many nations. Then he began to father many nations. I don't have one nation. But you want me to be father of many nations. So that means I got to have faith that what God said is come true. When God said it, that's what it is. Read it. What do we have?
After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward.
Look what it said. After these things, what happened? He came back to the king. Well, what? Abram was on his way. He made this altar to God. Then he said, Abram came to the vision. He said the word, fear not. But you know what I read about that word, fear not, something came to my mind. He told Abram to fear not. It told me that 365 fear nots in the Bible. What did that tell you? You got 365 fear nots. Every day, you got a what? Fear not. At 12:01, he give me another fear not. At 12:01, he give me some more what? Grace and mercy. Not only he give me grace and mercy, he give me a what? Fear not. So no matter what you say, when 12:01 comes, he give me another fear not. If I give you this enough today, I got another fear not. So what happened? Abraham had another fear not. Because it's 365 days of the year, yeah, 365 fear not. Every day I wake up, I got a mercy, I got a fear not. So I can walk on right there because that's 365 days. And the 365 fear not. So I like about that. He told him to fear not. So what he said? Don't be scared. I want you to go because I got your back. Now who else better than God got your back? You may have my back, but at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, what you may do? We might go sleep on me. So if you go to sleep on me, who protected my back? Nobody. I'm out there by myself. But what the Lord said, I give you a fear not that I'm going to protect you when? All day. All day I'm going to give you that fear not. I'm going to protect you. What great protection is on here. My wife might go to sleep. She might want to kick me out. But what it said, the Lord said, fear not. So if she kick me out, I'm not going back. I can go somewhere else. He got my back. Miss Tracy. He got your back. No matter what happened, God got your back. You may go sleep on me. You may start to get mad, so I'm not going to do that. But God said, I got your back. You are my child. Look at it. If you are my child, I got your back. What? Got her back. Jesus said, yeah. So our job is to be one of God's children, so he got us stuff. All right? Go ahead, Rick. You ready?
And Abram said, Lord God, what would thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Elijah of Damascus? And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house.
You want me to go? You still saying that I'm going to be the father of men. My seed is seed. I've tried 75 years of my seed faith. Now you still saying, but that's okay, God. If you want me to do it, I'm going anyhow. Then he said, okay. That was his seed, it wasn't God's seed. So what he said, okay, it's going to be this servant with me. That's going to be the heir. I'm going to let him be my heir. You know, he tried to go. And him and Sarah, you know, he tried to talk about that. No, they found out that he tried before. But God told him he wanted to still be the same race. He tried with his servant. But this time he said, it's heir, one of the his servant. And read him, what the nation tells us. Next two.
And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heirs. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward heaven and tell the stars, thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be.
Look at God, you talking to him. And look at what he said. So, Lord, you are telling me that my seed still going to be many nations. Yes, I'm telling you that. He carried him abroad and said, look at the sky. Can you number the stars? Can't number the stars. So what Abraham said, Lord, I still said in his mind, you telling me that I'm going to be the father of many nations just like the star. I'm going to have that many nations follow me. And I don't even have one yet. I've tried for 75 years and I failed. And you tell me that? Yes, I like that. He tell me that. Helen, can you count the stars? No. Your nation's going to follow you through that. And read them, what tell us about that?
And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness.
What did he do? He believed in it. When did Abraham get right? When he believed. He wasn't right when he started. He didn't get right to what? He believed in God. When God told him to go, he will have many seeds. That's when he believed in God. And that's when Abraham became a righteous man. And through righteousness, he read this morning, what came through righteousness? Faith. He read it in the devotion. Faith. He became righteous after God told him. He wasn't righteous in the beginning, but when God told him that he had faith and he believed what he said, that's when he became righteous. Isn't that something? All you got to do is do the same thing. Read it. What's that last one?
And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it.
What did he tell him now? I brought you from where you were. I carried you through all the hills and valleys that you went through. Who did that? I did. So I brought you through there. And I tell you, you're going to be the father of many nations. What you going to be? The father of many nations. Who said it? If God said it, I was wrong to that If God said, that's it. When God say something, all you got to do is what? Believe and have what? Have faith that it's going to what? It's going to happen. Abraham didn't come right till he believed in God. God will say, I brought you to the valley. I brought you to the mountains. I brought you to the hill. All you got to do is what? Have faith in me. Think about your life. Did he bring you to some places, the things that you went through? Who did that? God. Look over your life and see what God did for you. If he did it for them, what it say? He'll do it for you. God is not a racist God. God is not, don't have you hate me. He's not like that. What is that? If God said it, what you do? Put a period. You don't have to put a first stop for the comma. You put a period because God said it. He said you can take it to the bank and it's right there. Because God said it. And read I believe that's enough for us. So what we're going to do now? We got one question. That question says, how can believers remain faithful while waiting on God to fulfill the late promises? What do we learn from Abraham's strategy? What do we learn? Just wait on the Lord. I'll go back to what we just said. If God said it, it says, take it to the bank. If God said it. So if God said, Rose, that is good for me to do what I always do and come up with something out of what I do, it's good, Rose, because who said it? God said it. So if God said it, but he didn't say that to himself. He didn't say that to me. But I like it like that. Whatever God said. If he said he got your back, what does that mean? He got your back. You know, not only does he have your back, but I like he got your back. He got your side. He got what is it? He got your phone. He got everything. What is it? God got you straight. If you got God protecting around you, take it to the bank. Because when you get there, the money. Because who said it? Anything you want to keep. I'm going to sit down like that because he did it. Wait. We'll see. Come on, talk to me. What? She said, why is it so hard for men to not comprehend? Don't worry now. You can get some good for me. And another thing, you know, you think about temptation for me. That's temptation, you know. David was doing good till he saw who? He saw the naked woman. Adam was doing good till he followed Eve. You know, when it comes to women, we just a little bit weak. And what do? We forget about our maker. But what the God told him, I brought you out of this land through everything you went through. So men, what we got to do is really have faith. Our problem is we talking, but we don't believe. When you believe what you talk about, then that's what faith means. When did Abraham get right? When he believed what God said. Before then, he was not right. But once he believed, that's when righteousness. What about us? When we believe what God said, that's when we begin to get right. When you get right with God, all those temptations you see, they don't matter. Because you're what? You're right with God. No matter what it is, you may look at it. Like David, just look at it, but David got it. What we got to do is remember that what? God, if we want to be like God, we're going to not follow that temptation. We're going to be of the Spirit. That's what the Spirit. When you got the fruit of the Spirit with you, you're not going to live about the other power. We know we deal with the flesh, but when you begin to get in the fruit of the Spirit, you're about flesh. What is our journey down here? Come out of the flesh and get into the Spirit. When you get into the Spirit move, it takes over. But what happens? We want to live in both moves. We got to give away. Hallelujah. Thank you. Now sit down. All right.